about this? Bucking up this tree we just felled. Started smelling a little smoke. I cut this piece 10 minutes ago, and the exhaust from the saw must have got that bark going. Yeah. All right, y'all. You at Twin City Firewood. I'm glad you're here. I've gotten some emails, folks reaching out to me and asking me about my inverted log splitter. They've seen some videos on it. Thought I'd just sort of revisit this, answer a few questions for those that might be curious. So I got a decent little pile of bitter nut or pig nut hickory, they call it. And I don't like to I don't like to do like 2 cords, 3 cords at a time anymore. I like to do about a cord or less. And the reason for that is I don't know when I'll get to it to split it up. And sometimes the wood will sit here and just kind of get dirty or get in my way. And it keeps me more interested. Cut a little bit, split a little bit, and it allows me to get into different types of wood so I can kind of stay balanced on what I got in stock. There's nothing like having the right tool for the job, and I know some folks don't like noodling or ripping the rounds in half. I don't mind it at all. I kind of enjoy it, especially when you got a saw for the job. I got a Husqvarna 592, and it just slices right through them. So for this inverted log splitter, I like having that flat surface on top. It lets me just ease my inverted log splitter on top, and I can take better bites out of it. It just helps me navigate the grain of the wood better. And where this inverted log splitter shines is, instead of me just bringing it over here and splitting that in halves or thirds, I'll pick it up, I'll take it to my pile where I'm going to be splitting, and then I'll split it up into halves or quarters or whatever I want to do. And I'll build me a little base, and I can actually kind of stack me a nice pile, just kind of halfway stack, and it won't look pretty, but it's less bending over, you know, it's right there handy. So for those of you that don't know, I have a super split log splitter, and this is how come I have an inverted log splitter, is because when I get tree service wood is almost all of what I get, and some of these rounds are too darn big for me to mess with, and I don't even want to attempt some of them. So I got an inverted log splitter on my tractor, so I don't have to bust a gut, get some of these rounds up to the super splitter. Also, if any of y'all are familiar with the super splitter, some big rounds like hickory and some tougher oak or other wood, you'll get your wedge stuck on your splitter, and it'll make you cuss. It just piss you off, and it's work getting it off. So I try to avoid that. When I first got my super splitter, I had that happen several times. It'll happen to me today or the next time I split, but I haven't had that happen in quite a while. It's just because, you know, you learn tricks and things like that to make life a little easier. So that's what I was getting at. Is some of these rounds, super splitter will handle, and it will split up, but it's more trouble than it's worth. So that inverted log splitter was a good remedy for that, helped me out. And, you know, maybe one day when I get to fooling with hickory and pecan and twisted up oak and stuff like that, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I wish I had a log splitter, a hydraulic log splitter with a log lift. And one of these days I may end up with one, I don't know, but I'm not ready for that yet. It's gonna be a while. to show y'all something real quick. When I'm using this inverted log splitter, I always keep this pipe stuck in here, this little channel. And especially with hickory, with big hickory rounds, sometimes a piece will get hung up on the wedge in the end of the splitter, and I'll stick that pipe, I got these bunchy cords holding my hydraulic hoses, and it just slips right in there real good. It holds it into place, and I'll back that wedge off just like you would with your regular splitter, and it usually pops off real easy. Doesn't happen much if you stay away from knots and crotches, of course. And I don't have to do this with oak normally. I get a lot of big rounds of oak sometimes, but you can see them fibers. Y'all know how hickory does. Those fibers just don't want to turn loose. So I'm going to take my axe and separate them, bust them up, throw them back into the pile. I'm going to rig up my little action camera onto the inverted splitter itself and sort of give you a first person view, see if that'll work out. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all stick around. Well, if you's paying attention during the video, you'll see that I took some of those shorter pieces, cut off pieces, and put them over here separate in the pile. And normally I save short pieces, cut off pieces, and me and my two boys will split them by hand. I'll burn it in my fireplace or in my solo stove, and I have sold a little bit to people that want it. And they don't care what size, they just want small wood for like solo stove or camping. But the reason I kept these hickory pieces or rounds is because my oldest brother showed us this game. He called it hammer slogging. Sort of different name, I know. It sounds German or something. My kids call it the hammer game, and they love it. And hickory works best for it, or at least the wood that I fool with, hickory works the best. Oak, just you drive a nail in it and goes down slick as a whistle. Of course, hickory's tougher, and it works good. And what you do is, everybody playing has a nail. You pass a hammer around and you have to flip it. However you catch that hammer is how you have to swing the hammer. So it's pretty good for the kids. And the younger kids, we don't make them flip it, but it's pretty fun. We've had a big time. I'll put a picture of our stump, how many nails is in it. My daddy, he's got tons of nails. I hadn't had to buy any nails for the game yet. But it's a pretty slick little game. Any of you woodhounds out there watching, you might like that, and you can make use of your hickory rounds. And no, I'm not going to sell any of these. I'm not trying to make $1 off every piece of wood that comes through my little old wood yard here, you know. But here is the pile of hickory I got worked up. It's a decent little pile here. It's going to be a cord, maybe more. I don't know if it looks like that in the camera, but in real life, I believe that's how much it'll be. So I appreciate y'all staying with me. I appreciate y'all liking or whatever it is you feel like doing, and commenting. You got any suggestions, holler at me or leave them in the comments. And I appreciate y'all. Thank you. I hope that y'all are blessed, and I hope you'll be a blessing, and I hope y'all come back. See y'all. This is hard to do, recording. Oh, I seen some sparkage. Boy, you better get to hitting mine, and you're gonna be out. Maybe you should use 2 hands, you think? I'll give you an extra hit. I'll let you have 2 hits, okay? Dang, boy. Oh, I missed. Uh-oh. Get you another. Oh, gosh. What'd you do that for? What the world? Uh-oh. Ooh, Jude. What do you think?